So you just got back from Bucharest, you just told me, and you are wrecked. It's going to be a terrible gig then, yeah?
Oh, that's when I'm at my best.
Yeah, I think we run best when we're running on empty.
Yeah. Good. I think you won't have time to think about it. You'll just have to do it, and
That's it, exactly.
and maybe have a vague memory of it the next day.
Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
So yeah, your EP is out.
It is always a bit weird because when you release something, you spend so much time preparing for it and recording, and then it goes off and it's mixed, and then there's this sort of date in the distance.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's sort of, you do a lot of touring and stuff like that before, and then suddenly it arrives, and it's like, oh right,
Yeah.
now people are sort of listening to it and
Buying it.
yeah, well,
Maybe.
hopefully.
So what's the title, Blondehead? Why is it called Blondehead? Is there a reason?
I wrote a song called Blondehead, which isn't like an acoustic song.
But that's not on the EP.
No, it's not.
Oh, no.
But I quite like that actually. But yeah, and it was going to be on the EP, and then decided not to put it on there. But I just like the name. I thought it was a good title for the EP. It's quite memorable, I think, and it means a lot to me. So
I think you used to play acoustically before the band.
yeah.
So how do you integrate that in what you're doing now? Or do you?
Well,
Or did it change?
Sometimes, but it's a lot more. This is, it's a joint effort. So there's sort of 5 inputs, and yeah, I mean, if I have something that I'm written which is pretty good, and if it sort of fits within the band, then we'll do it. But to be honest, I think everybody's really capable within the band of writing and contributing. So.
Yeah.
And I think we would feel a bit more unified when it's like that.
Yeah.
Are you still? Because obviously you're a fairly new band, really, and you've had a few releases now, and now this EP, which is quite different from what we've heard before.
Yeah.
I mean, not too different, obviously, but quite different anyway. Do you think you're still growing as a band, and that your style or genre is evolving and changing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think all bands are. I mean, I don't think unless you're sort of U2, But yeah, I mean, we've always. I mean, as soon as we'd recorded our first song, people sort of in the music industry sort of got onto it. And so we've always been in that sort of eye, But it's something you can either sort of get you down, or you just sort of get on with it, and you just got to keep going and improving and just do the best that you can, really.
I think things have constantly changed as well. It's like sort of saying that we start recording, putting stuff out almost straight away. So, and it does take time to develop and really find find yourself, I guess. And to get 5 people to work together and gel together, it gets better as time goes on, really.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's that initial thing where you start and that sort of mutual understanding, and then you go from there, really. I mean, I think we're finding our feet now. We're finding our sound, which is different to other bands, and it's like our own unique way of looking at things and doing things, which is good. What's the difference then? It's a great question.
Here's a great answer.
It's actually really hard to define. I mean, you can't really sort of define. You can't really sort of put it into words. I think it's just an understanding of what you're doing, and an understanding of what other people within the band want to do. And you get closer to it, but always, like anything in life, you've got to keep going and go
it's something as well as as the writers of it. I think only you yourself will ever know when it's something new and original and honest, because obviously it's your own conscience, it's your own mind. You'll know if you're thinking that you're like someone else, but when you 100% know you're not like anybody else, that's you just then will have to put it out there and leave it up to everyone else to decide whether
I guess
see what you see.
I mean, I guess if I'm honest, like when we started out, we're a lot closer to our influences than we actually thought we were. But now, as you go on, you sort of understand that you incorporate your things on top of that, and it's quite interesting.
Do you feel any pressure to get an album out? Because you've had a few releases and the EP now being out, and a lot of support from Enemy Radio as well.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think the worst thing we can do is rush it, you know. But I think, well, probably the worst thing to do would be never to. But you know, we don't want to rush it. I mean, goes back to what we're saying about sort of progressing as a band and developing. Is that you've got to reach a stage where you're happy with everything. And I think now we're comfortable playing live, we're comfortable recording, we're capable of doing that and doing it to a good standard, which I think people will like, and the songs. And I think if we're honest, a year ago I didn't think we were. So.
Right, and one, it's like lots of different bands of different things all hanging out together and working together and swapping interests. I guess maybe turning you on to different records as well.
Yeah,
so
I think that'd probably be the next stage for us.
Would be like,
yeah,
I think, we've got all we can out right now.
Yeah, just do Brighton and the
We've pillaged, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Don't leave the beach, the seafront.
We got the Thames.
Oh yeah, that's lovely.
Fine, just the same.
Camden Lock.
Camden Lock, yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, true. It's very hippie-ish. So you've been touring.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your stories. I've heard that there's been quite a few adventures.
Yeah.
There's been lots of cities and no sleep.
Well, we were in Bucharest yesterday, and we got back yesterday, and you nearly set fire to yourself. Well, you did.
Yeah, I almost. Yeah, spontaneously combusted in my sleep.
With a cigarette.
With a cigarette. That helped.
Did you just wake up in time?
Yeah, well,
You've got bad burns.
I've got very bad burns. Yeah.
What? Really?
Quite bad burns.
Really,
Should go to the
really
doctor
bad.
at some point, shouldn't I? Yeah, well,
I think you're quite lucky with that one.
I'm very lucky with that. Here's a lesson to you all: that don't be drunk with cigarettes in your hand on Eastern European furniture that is not far Italian. Yeah, I did. I just kind of woke up and was like, bed's really, really, really hot. It was actually on fire with me on it. So yeah.
So we nearly lost Dan in Bucharest. But...
And for the highlights of the tour?
Well, actually, the show we did in Bucharest was amazing. Like, it was just sold out, and they were just mental. But lovely people, like, but they were just crazy, and it was really good. But we also went to Germany and Berlin and Belgium. Yeah, and Hamburg actually was the best.
Hamburg was
for me. That was my favourite. We did this festival. We headlined this festival, which was on the Reeperbahn, which is like a massive red light district, and it's just so much life. And it sounds more seedy than it is, but it was just great. It was just like such a nice city, and the people are amazing, and the beer's good, and the people are into the music, and it's quite humbling really, because they sort of knew all the lyrics to the songs, which I thought was...
Yeah, we went out there quite nervous at first, just obviously a new city, new country, we didn't know how anything should be received, so it's very humbling that it was so busy and that people knew the words.
Yeah, and we're going to go back soon, definitely.
So what music do you listen to? Is there any tracks at the moment that you think,
There is one track.
Yeah, I'm listening to a lot of Sam Cooke. So good.
What's the track?
The Change Is Gonna Come. I recommend it.
Is it symbolic too?
I think maybe it is a little bit, yeah.
It's a bit personal. No, I think we're going to use it for walk on tonight.
Yeah, I think we'll give it a shot. Been listening to, actually one particular track I've been listening to, Left the Water Running by Otis Redding a lot. But I don't think it's had any influence, but it was weird that you were talking about Sam Cooke at the same time I was listening to Sam Cooke as well. Yeah. I guess the Doors?
A lot of the Doors, yeah, always the Doors. Velvet Underground, Bowie.
So the old
Oasis,
classics.
actually.
Yeah,
I'm having
obviously.
Oasis. Totally.
Oh, wicked. Well, thank you very much for your time, guys.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Cheers.